What's good, motherfuckers? It's the Broys back on the mic, Berg and Austin, bringing you another episode of the Broys podcast, episode 20. We do have a special guest this week. His name is Nicholas Equip,
aka Gibby.
Vieira, aka Gibby. Yes, he is the Gibby from the iCarly, and of course, Austin. How the fuck are we, baby?
We're doing pretty fucking good over here, Berg. Doing pretty fucking good. I'm happy to have Nick on the podcast and know that we've been trying to have him on here for a while now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Say it again.
So we've been trying to have him on here for a while now. So I'm happy that he's fucking on here, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I was in Kentucky last week and now I'm back and I'm ready to record the podcast.
What the fuck were you doing in Kentucky, buddy?
Man, I was
riding the fucking camels out there?
I was up there and let me tell you what I saw. All I saw was fucking corn. There was corn for miles and fucking miles. You couldn't fucking believe it. You look out the fucking window, there's corn. You come out the front door, there's fucking corn. I just couldn't fucking believe it. The back door, there's fucking corn, Bergie. You see what I'm going here? You see where I'm going? There's fucking corn everywhere.
Do not tell me what I'm going to see if I look out the right window.
You're gonna see some more fucking corn. Listen, there was corn fucking everywhere. You couldn't believe it. And then I realized that there's different thing from regular corn and popcorn corn. Two different corns. Didn't know that. No fucking way. Didn't know it. So there's your little fun fact.
So what kind of corn is it if it's not popcorn?
Like corn corn on the cob, bro.
So there's like sweet corn and then there's like corn that makes popcorn?
I fucking guess, bro. I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
It's kind of like when you were a kid, like you always thought that like like chocolate milk came from like black cows.
I never thought that.
Wait, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did think that too.
I've
Like
never
when you were like
thought
a
that.
child, bro. 100%.
But anyway, thank you for the story, Austin. As always, it's a pleasure.
A pleasure.
All right, Nick. It's your time, brother. Tell us who you are. What do you do? Where do you live? What's your social? Let them know.
My name is Nicholas Equip Vieira. I'm from Boston. Now we're outside of Boston, near the harbor.
Fucking Boston. Chowder.
I've been full-time streaming for almost 3 years, coming up 3 years next month. Before I streamed, I was a plumber. And then recently I just moved to Oklahoma. That's basically the skim of it. Competed for a bit in Call of Duty.
I like that. So you said you're a full-time streamer. Obviously, me and Austin knew that, but for anybody at home, what platform do you stream on?
I stream on Twitch, and for anybody that doesn't know what Twitch is, basically it's just a streaming platform where you can interact with people and play games or just talk to people in general. It's a really cool way to interact with people that aren't from your area as well. So, and you could also support the creators by paying a subscription fee, which is $5 a month.
Oh yeah,
speaking of
you have a Twitch Prime.
Speaking of subs, let me just put something into perspective for you guys. So the way I met Nick, I'll just tell this story real quick. So I basically used to play with this kid. His name was Brandon. And Nick has a brother. His name's Eric. And he was also in the gaming scene as well. And we used to play like all the time. And I used to actually watch Nick back in like Black Ops 3, which was like 5 years ago.
A long time ago.
Very long time ago. And I actually didn't like him because the community was very toxic. And every time I was in a stream, he was like chewing some kid out for shitting on him.
Well,
and
that just goes to show you that like your first impression on people doesn't mean it's like how they actually are as a person.
Right.
Like you always got to give people a second chance, man, because then you can end up liking them as a person. Be like, shit, like kind of like this guy now. Like It's pretty cool.
So at the time, I didn't know Nick and Eric were brothers. So basically, I just didn't like him from my first like experience being in his stream. And then his brother Eric was like, yo, my brother's streaming right now or something. Like he's like, the internet's lagging, my brother's streaming. I was like, oh, who's your brother? And he was like, it's fucking it's Equip. And I was like, oh shit, really? So I went back to Nick's stream or whatever, and here I am, fucking 40 months sub in his stream, and we have a lot of good memories from just going to events and vacations and shit.
And who would have thought we'd have been friends? Like you were just
Thanks.
you're a mod in my Twitch chat, and then when Fort Worth came around, we planned to go on the same flight, and it just went from there.
Yep. That was the first time I ever met you. We went on a whole ass fucking trip together.
Yeah, that was over 2 years ago now.
And I think it's safe to say that it might be like one of our most favorite trips together. Our first ever time meeting each other.
Yep.
So yeah, that's dope. That's basically how I met Nick. Like I said, I'm 40 month sub in his stream. That's $5 for 40 months. That's $200 there. And then on top of that, this is what Nick was saying when you can support people. I have fucking 515 gifted subs in this man's stream. And if you do 515 times 5, it's a sick fucking number, bro. But I fucking love this guy, and we've been friends ever since. So, but anyway,
wait, how many
But
subs
what?
do you think you gifted before that we met each other though?
before
Like 250 maybe? Half of that?
I'd probably say that, yeah. Because I remember I was, and we're gonna get into this. I remember I was the gifted sub that like made you quit your job. You wanted 250 subs. I think it was in like.
Wait, were you actually?
Yeah, I was.
I didn't even know that.
Yep, I was the 250th sub. I gifted, and you quit your job. I think the next 2 weeks you put in your 2 weeks, and well, now we're gonna get into my next question.
Hey, wait a
So-
second.
Okay.
I didn't get to
okay,
say how I
gangsta.
know Nick. I didn't get to say how I know y'all.
Oh, true,
Like,
true,
what is
true,
going
true,
on
true.
Yeah,
here?
you go, you go, you go.
Go for it.
Listen, yo. So honestly, same story with him. Like I knew Nick because like I watched him stream, like 5 years ago in Black Ops 3. But then like, honestly, I just started watching you stream again like 3 years ago, and then that's how I met Berg was in your chat. And then whenever I joined J4L, that's how I like, actually got to know y'all. And I joined that org, and then like got to actually know y'all as people.
Yep.
And that was what almost
It was a while ago, bro. Like 2
2.5
and a half
years
years ago.
That was in like
Yeah.
BO4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew y'all at the
So 2 years ago?
beginning or at the end of 2018, so World War II.
And imagine
That's when I
Zol,
started
imagine
going to
Austin came to
stream.
these events with us.
Dude, I
Yeah,
probably would have killed the kid by now, but I fucking love the
probably
guy.
would have died from alcohol poisoning at that point.
Facts. But yeah, no, that's how we both met Nick. So now we're gonna talk a little bit about like what it takes to be a full-time streamer and what it entails. So my next question, Nick, was how long did it take for you to like build a community and grow? Like we'll say how long did it take for you to average like, the 40, 50 viewers?
Probably like a year and a half or two. I mainly before I kind of got any viewership, I mainly just streamed CS:GO, like AW pubs, and I'd play S&D here and there, like dollar wagers, nothing crazy. Because I went to a lot of locals back in that day, so I never really played S&D like fully. I'd always like go to these locals and have fun and practice every night and stuff. But once like Ghost came out, that's when I started like playing like high rollers, like 50. I played my first $100 wager in Ghost versus Prodigy. I'll never forget it. Lost 5-5. And it was a one and done for $100. And I was psycho. That was a lot of money back then for people playing.
Yeah, dude, $100.
That was
is,
so
like,
much
a
money
lot.
back then, bro.
Yeah, so like back
that was so
then,
much.
that kind of money started attracting people. I didn't really have that. I probably had like 20 viewers in Ghosts at max, but I was still playing for a lot of money. But then when BO3 rolled around is when I got my name out there. Just by winning tournaments at the beginning, like a 400 each. Like I won 2 tournaments the first 2 days that BO3 came out, and then from there people just started like hitting me up and like noticing me. I gained like a lot of traction just by winning because people want to see like what he's doing to win these big tournaments and stuff. And then it's got a lot of new followers. Like a bunch of pros followed me just from winning those tournaments, and yeah, that kind of just skyrocketed me probably over 100 viewers like the first like week of Black Ops 3. So which was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
then it just kept growing. I think like throughout the whole game, I probably averaged minimum like 300 viewers, I would say. Like 250,
Nice.
300.
Yeah, that's dope. And then
Yeah.
I would remember like late at night, if people weren't watching Nick Merckx, they were watching you. No bullshit.
Yep, because
Like,
I would
Nick
cause,
Merckx back then.
Because what I did was I would go to school, and I was a sophomore this year. I'd go to school, and then I'd literally pay my friend $5 to drive me because he had a car. I didn't have a car. I paid him $5 every day to drive me home, because so I got out of school at like 2:30, I think 3. I don't remember what time. It was 2:33, and I remember TP, Merc, and Crowder always played 4v4 GB or 4v4 wagers right when I got like 30 minutes after I got out of school. So I'd pay him to drive me home like in 20 minutes, and so I could get on to play with them. They always hit me up to play. And I remember playing with that crew for like 2-3 weeks straight, and that helped me a lot as well.
Yeah, that probably gave you a lot of exposure because back then they were most of the. I know Crowder and Teep were pros, and was Merc still a pro at the time?
I can't remember.
I don't remember.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
But still, playing with 2 pros and then a former pro, like that probably helped you out so much. And then I know this answer, but I want you to tell them who it is. Who is like, so there's someone big right now. He does just chatting streams, and you played with him a lot in BO3. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Is it Rice Gum?
Yep.
All Rice.
Yeah, Rice Gum used to cover my credits back in the day. I mean, serious. He'd go like 0-7, and then he'd cover because he was so bad. But he was like, he just had a lot of viewers, and like it was like fun to play with him. But
and just so you guys know, covering credits means basically Rice Gum was sponsoring the tournaments they were playing, so he would basically pay for Nick's entry into the tournament, which is like a big thing back then. Like you didn't want to be known as the creddy.
Yeah. You also gotta think I was playing like high roller wagers back then too. Like $100 back then was insane. I would play $100 wagers all day, and it'd just be like pure content because I'd be raging and
right. And there was also
like
a lot. There was a lot of S&D to play back then. Like both consoles were popping. And then so that leads me into my next question. You recently switched to Warzone because S&D is, I guess you could say, dying. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, Search hasn't been the same since IW, to be honest, which is like 3-4 years ago, something like that. It just all like everyone that like the top competitors in Black Ops 3 either went pro like now or went to Warzone, and just like it's not the same anymore. Like same like 10 people play the game, like Search and Destroy. So like switching over to Warzone just brings like more content, a bigger viewership base, and just overall better vibes because the Search and Destroy community is kind of toxic. It's always been like that, but
I would even say that the talent isn't even there anymore in the SD community.
No,
there's no talent anymore.
No. I think all the talent is gone from Search.
All the talent's gone. I agree.
100%. Like every single like top BO3 player is, like I said, a pro or top Warzone player.
Yeah.
Or just doesn't play. Like there's no like in between. Like they're not like still playing Search, you know? Besides maybe like 100%. Tupac and Teddy, but they like they don't play like that much. Like Tupac barely plays Search. He'll play once in a while. And then Teddy grinds it, but like there's no content. Like he's playing like maybe like a couple chows a night, and then the rest of his stream is just league play. You know, it's just like if there was more like pop and S&D chows like nonstop, I would love to keep playing that, but there's just not. You play the same. They're playing the same kids over and over again.
Especially when you're trying to entertain a stream, like how can you even be happy if you're looking for shit to play all day?
And
like,
I think
you actually had to search for shit. When back then in BO3, bro, there was probably 100 XPs up at a time in BO3.
Oh yeah, you get, dude. Like, I remember, dude. I grabbed in Black Ops 3, bro. I was grabbing $100 matches off the Finder every 10 minutes, bro. I promise you. People are posting hundreds. I was posting hundreds. People were posting hundreds on the Finders. I was like, dude. I remember one time in Black Ops 3, I accepted 9 $100 wagers in a row, and I won every single one of them. 1v1s. I'll never forget it. I won up $900 that day. It was insane, bro.
Now you see a $100 match on the Finder, and it's PC enabled, and you just know they're cheating off the rip.
And you gotta think back then, bro. I was running home from school playing until I had to go to bed at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., waking up and just doing it all over again, trying to grind. I played minimum 8 to 10 hours a day.
Yeah, but that's what you had to do back then. If you weren't grinding, you like that's where the skill gap came in those like older CODs. Like You can argue there was a skill gap in these most recent CODs, but
Yeah.
if you weren't grinding back then, like you weren't gonna beat the best people. That's just how it was, unless you were
I
like
don't know.
really.
I always knew
Seriously.
I always knew I was gonna do something like decent in the scene. I don't know what it was. Like I just remember a specific moment when I was playing MW3, like a S&D wager or S&D XP. I don't know what it was, but I just felt like I had it, like had the skill to like be at a top level or at least be a streamer where I can like be like pretty good to where people watch me. I don't know.
feel
I don't
that.
know why. I always like had that feeling, bro. I don't know.
So, what would you say is your favorite Call of Duty of all time then?
Modern Warfare 3 by far. This
Love
the
that.
map,
But
the
you-
maps, the guns just were so
favorite
fun.
COD.
Dude,
It's
whether,
just so
like,
good, bro. I loved it, man.
In MW3, you had like the most perfect balance of everything. Like you could hop on in pub all day and have the best time.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
they had the specialist bonus, Moabs, like
Mhm.
you'd get into like huge pub lobbies of just sweaty ground war kids. Like that was the best time. And then on top
Oh,
of
yeah.
that,
And then you had
You
the
had
1v1,
the-
2v2 stuff.
yeah,
Yep.
the face-offs, and
fun.
then you had what else? Like even competitive at that time was really good. Like you just had a perfect balance of everything.
Oh, can I tell a quick story about an MW3 throwback LAN I went to?
Yeah,
And
go for it.
sniping.
Okay, so I don't know what year this was. It might have been like 2015. Young Equip was going to a MW3 throwback local hosted by ETG. I think it was me, Mumble, Robots, and Peep. I don't remember at fourth, but no, it was actually me, Robots, Mumble, and this kid named Awaken or something. I don't remember his name. Started with an A, but anyways, we go to this local. I win the free for all, by the way. Okay, so there's a big free for all. I win it. 2v2, I lose. 4v4 comes around. We play a match, and back in MW3, you can't use specialists. They're not allowed. So we all knew that because we were like playing the game before the event. And I got a blast shield hit marker on Nihil, if you know who that is.
Yeah.
I got a blast shield hit marker on him, and I was like telling my team, I was like, yo, they're using banned stuff, like it's not allowed. So we're like, all right, let's get a ref. So we stand up, get a ref. The ref goes, yeah, you guys forfeit because you stopped playing. We said, what? And he said, yeah, you guys forfeit because you guys stopped playing the game. And I said, say that one more time. And then my teammate was like mind blown. Like, I think this guy had like anger issues or something. He stands up and like screams. He says "fuck you" to the guy. Like that's like saying that. He's like "fuck you." He picks up his chair, throws it at him, bro. I swear to God, he threw his chair at the ref, and we get kicked out of the venue. Right? We get kicked out of the venue, and I'm like, so do I get my free for all money? And then so basically like they made a deal with us like that kid wasn't allowed in. We had to pick up some random fourth, which obviously not going to win with some spectator, but. So we go back in, and I get scammed, by the way. I remember I got banned from ETG because I was rage tweeting at them because they paid me, like they only paid me like 20-30% of the prize pool of the free-for-all. And I got banned
Wow.
I got banned by ETG for a bit because of that, because I was like tweeting at them, calling them scumbags, all that. Yeah. So yeah, my teammate threw a chair at the ref. That's basically the story.
Holy
That's
shit,
crazy.
bro.
And you gotta remember, I was like 14, 15, man, like traveling to all these events. Like I was going to New York,
Damn.
New Jersey, Virginia, places like that, Boston, the locals.
So Nick, obviously I know this and Austin knows this, but the viewers don't. So basically what I want to talk about next is you said $100 was a lot of money back then, and you could just find them on the match finder or whatever.
Mhm.
But you've played 5 $1,000 chows, and if you just want to explain to everybody what that basically means, like what a wager is and how much money is in the pot.
So basically, a wager is when you put up your money versus your opponents, and whoever wins the match gets the other person's money. So $1,000. First of all, I played a $500 match, which is unheard of. No one's ever done it before. But I thought, I was broke at the time, but personally, I thought that would be a good way to get viewership and get your name out there even more. So I did a $500 wager versus one of the best players, beat him, and then I thought it was smart to double the ante. I thought it was smart to double the ante because I just beat him for 500. Like, it's basically I was more nervous in the $500 match than the 1,000. So then I put up another 1,000 versus the same person, beat him again. And that really like solidified me as like one of the best 1v1 players in that game. And then I'm pretty sure,
or like
What
of
game?
all time.
yeah. And then I played
What
another
game was it?
person. This is World War II.
Okay.
I played Illy for 500 World War II, beat him. Played him again. Illy's a pro Call of Duty player for anyone that doesn't know. He's
World
like
champion.
Yep, he won champs last year, one of the best players in the league. And then I played another person named Onyx in that game, beat him for 1,000. Everyone thought I was like the best. And when I'm playing these like matches, I'm getting like probably 2,000 viewers minimum.
While reading chat.
Yeah, and like,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't know, I was way more nervous in the 500, maybe because that was my first like big one. But the 1,000, I was like really calm. I'm pretty sure I 3-0'd in the 1,000, by the way, both the 1,000s in World War II.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Guys, just to put that in perspective, so basically when you play, you're playing a best of 5 or a best of 7, depending on the game. So when you, obviously you guys
World
know
War
in a
II was the best of 5 because of the maps. There wasn't enough maps.
Yeah. So obviously when you play a best of 5, it's first of 3 maps. On average, one map of Search and Destroy probably takes 10 to 15 minutes. So playing 3 maps, that's 30 minutes to 45 minutes, give or take. He won $1,000.
And most of these people, when it comes to playing best of 5s, it's usually, I would say back in the day it was around $100, but these people only play best of 5s if it's like $350 plus now, or like within the recent years. And usually it's a best of 3. Whenever it's like a regular wager, but for these big money matches, people usually play best of 5s. Just want to clarify that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
And then I also played 3 more in Black Ops 4.
Yep.
I remember one time in Black Ops 4, so Optic was scrimming when I was playing one of them, and they said, "Yo, this kid's playing for 1,000 right now. It's like this is like prime Optic, like formal scum."
Optic is like one of the best dynasties in Call of Duty, by the way.
Yeah, so they all have the most viewership. I remember them. I had like 2,000 viewers, maybe 3,000 when I was playing this $1,000 challenge in Black Ops 4. I remember them all opening up my stream while they're like taking a break in their scrims. Like, yo, let's just watch this kid while we wait. And I remember my viewership doubling. I have like 6K viewers at the moment, like playing for $1,000 each. Like, like I was just sweating, bro.
Just a young fucking man and sitting in your fucking gaming chair, dude. Just 6,000 people watching you. Play for $1,000,
which was nuts.
That's actually insane, bro.
What's your record?
4-1. I lost the last one I played versus Illy.
Was that Black Ops 4?
Yeah, I played Illy twice in Black Ops 4. I beat him the first time, then reach-out him and lost the second time. The only time I've lost, though.
We never got that third match in BO4. We needed that, it could have been like...
It's because I got swept. Because I was like, once I got swept, it kind of demoralized me. So I was like, 4-1's pretty good. I'll take it.
Yeah, true. 4-1 looks a lot better.
And then I wanted to do more of those, but like CODs without dead silence just...
They're just like on PC.
Isn't COD?
It's like my playstyle in 1v1s was so good, like with dead silence, because I know how to rotate the map really well in singles. But like when there's no dead silence, it's really hard to rotate the map fast, and get like your timings correct and like cutting off the map.
MW, bro, like MW is bad.
Yeah.
But damn, that's fucking crazy, bro. Last question related to like gaming. So after the switch of Warzone, you average about 50 viewers right now. If you continue in Warzone, if Warzone's like the thing to stream, where do you like see yourself in a year?
In a year, hopefully over 150, 200 viewers. My thing is just gotta keep grinding, and hopefully someone notices you, like your grind, and just keep trying. Like I feel like a lot of people are scared to hit people up because they think they're gonna ego them. But like I've been hitting up mad people just because you never know. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm really lucky that I have these connections. Like Aiden even tweeted at me like we're gonna run pubs one day, and then yeah, man, it's just all about connections and trying to build, like, grind YouTube, TikTok, and hopefully grow those over 10,000.
Yeah, that would be dope, bro.
I have another question for you. So with recent changes to Warzone and the overwhelming amount of hackers that have been ruining this beautiful game that they have created. I don't see this game lasting another year if this cycle continues. Here's the thing I have about Warzone.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with Warzone is that the hackers will never stop unless Activision does something. Well, Activision's not going to do anything because the money is there. They don't give a shit because the money is there. The only way that Activision will ever do anything is if the Nick Mercs of the world, the Aidens of the world, the Mutexes of the world, they say, no, we're not going to play your video game. We're going to play a different video game until you actually implement an anti-cheat into the video game to where this game can be more profitable over a long amount of time. That's the only way this game is actually going to be a sustained source for people to actually stream and make content for. Because if that doesn't happen, this game is going to go to shit within the next year. And I follow that up with a question for you is, do you see yourself switching to this new Battlefield that's coming out? This game looks amazing. This new Battlefield that's coming out, or switching to a different title outside COD if they don't do anything about these hackers within the next year?
Personally, probably not. If I ever was a switch from COD, like if I have to go back to search, I will. Because I know I'll just leave. If I went back to search, I feel like I'd probably leave, like, again, the viewers that I already lost, like, back. I feel like I could easily go back, but I feel like if I was a switch, it'd be like a slot streamer, because I actually enjoy that a lot. But probably not. I'm a ride or die Call of Duty fan, man. If I gotta go work, if I gotta go work at McDonald's, like, I don't know. I just can't play another game, man.
Wait, finish what you were gonna say.
Let's say if I gotta go work at McDonald's and
to pick up the fucking rent money.
Yeah, to pick up the rent money's COD's not there. Like, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just can't play. I can't play another game. I can't. I've tried. Nothing just seems to be as, like, enjoyable because I'm, like, already pretty good at Call of Duty. So, like, I've been doing it my whole life. Like, I've been playing since I picked up a controller at COD 4, bro. Like,
I've been playing Call of Duty my entire life, but I was just curious because this Battlefield looks amazing, and who knows what COD would even do this year with their game. We haven't seen anything. This is the latest. We haven't seen anything from Call of Duty when it comes to a new title this late in the year. So, and the thing I have to say about that is that Battlefield has already been releasing stuff, and I mean, from gameplay, the Battlefield has put out, the game looks very similar to COD, but it looks a little bit more honestly, it kind of looks like their version of, like, Black Ops 2 to a certain extent.
You gotta think about it though, like, Call of Duty is, like, in a really established franchise. Like, everyone grew up playing COD, like, basically, bro. Like, you can't, like, there's not many people that didn't grow up playing COD. It's hard. It's like, I feel like COD's never gonna die. I mean, like, I feel like COD's way past Battlefield and, like, everything.
I think.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing about Battlefield is that Battlefield 1 wasn't that good of a video game. And so a lot of those Battlefield players that were diehard Battlefield players switched over to Call of Duty. And there's a lot of players that are playing our Call of Duty right now only because the last Battlefield isn't that good. And they've been waiting for a good first-person shooter to come out. And so, I mean, honestly, I'm curious to see what the viewership on Twitch looks like when it comes to that game coming out relative to the new COD, because they'll be coming out probably within the 3 weeks of each other.
I mean, I think Battlefield will surpass the new Call of Duty after a couple months, but not Warzone. I don't think it's gonna pass Warzone, but probably new COD.
Unless Battlefield drops a BR that's better than Warzone.
The problem is everyone likes BRs now. That's the problem. Yeah. Everyone just wants to play a BR because it's more fun, like, as playing with a group. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's, like, just more entertaining for them.
And there's like an end objective. Like, everyone wants to win a Warzone game. There's just, like, something about winning a Warzone game compared to, like, winning a pub.
It sucks, but no one wants to play pubs anymore, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's always gonna be those diehard pub kids, but at the end of the day, most people want to play a BR now, which kind of sucks. But, like, I feel like even the competitive scene of Call of Duty is even dying out a little bit. Like, it's not, like, popping, you know? Like, it is a little bit. Yeah. But not really. Like, all these amateurs are realizing now that, like, they're not gonna make it, you know. Yeah. And, like, they can't, like, keep competing, like, without making any money. Like, they need money to survive. So
let me just put this into perspective real quick. So the other day there was a FaZe versus Optic match, and I didn't even like think twice about watching it. Like I just didn't care for it. Where
Yeah,
back then,
I don't care
and like
either.
VO3 and IW, bro, if there was a phase optic match, it would have 200K viewers minimum. Like it was just such a different time back then.
You know
Like,
what's weird though? I never really watched the events back then. Like I did like in like Black Ops 2 maybe, but like or Ghosts, but like I never watched
damn,
BO3
you
or
missed a lot of
IW.
shit, bro.
I just was like so
You did.
focused on my game,
True,
bro.
you were probably playing a lot.
I was playing a lot and I just didn't like have time to watch. Like I just wanted to keep playing.
I think as like a casual competitor though, like I wasn't playing $100 challenges. I was playing wagers and XPs and BO3, but as like a casual like viewer to wanting to see like people play like competitive like the best,
Yeah.
watching competitive back then was like super enjoyable to watch.
Like I really enjoyed watching like Black Ops 4 events because I understood like the spawns and like what people were doing
like
on
you
the
play
map.
the game,
And it's just like cool stuff you can pick up on. And the only year I really enjoyed watching COD.
I feel like the thing about watching, especially from like a person that plays the game at a high level like you do, and for a lot of hours that some people do, like I did at one point, and like Berg did at one point, is that you watching those players that play the game twice as much as you already play the game and perfect that craft against players that are already that good is it can improve you playing the game yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you watching better players play better players
You'll
makes
learn
you
off
get
them.
better. And I feel like at your peak of competing was in BO4 when it came to respawn. So I feel like that was a good way for you to like you actually wanted to watch because you actually understood. So I feel like I'm kind of like re-implementing your point, but I'm just adding to it another perspective. So I think that we will see over the next 3 to 4 years that if the Call of Duty League viewership doesn't go up, because they've already invested $300 million into this league, if the viewership doesn't go up, what would they do with this league? Would they turn it into a Warzone league? There's so many questions over the next 5 years, and the next 5 years doesn't feel like that long away. But if you're investing $300 million and $25 million into a spot, 5 years from now is not that far if you're investing that amount of money. And so the viewership when it comes to COD compared to Warzone, compared to these other video games within the next few years, is going to be very instrumental when it comes to the longevity of the Call of Duty League.
Yeah, there's some streamers getting more viewers in the COD League.
Exactly.
Which should not happen.
Yeah, if you're streaming from a title like Call of Duty, and I think it being on like I don't know why, I just feel like I think it being on YouTube just like makes it more unappealing. I don't know why. Like there was just something about having like Call of Duty Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta on those weekends. That was like there was something different about it. I just felt like more people were more like into it.
Oh yeah, it had more viewers on Twitch.
The thing about YouTube though is that they don't advertise it. Whenever you would open Twitch and you weren't even following the Call of Duty League and it was on, it would pop up as a featured on the home screen.
Right.
That's not a thing on YouTube unless you're subscribed to the channel. And so I think that killed the viewership a lot because new viewers would come in because they see 80,000 people watching this match and they want to know more about it because they know what Call of Duty is. But they've never seen a competitive match, and that's a good way for them to find it. Now they don't have an opportunity to find it except through Twitter and social media, rather than hopping on the actual app and seeing it right there. And that killed so many new viewers from watching this. And over the past 2 years, Twitch has exploded. And so who knows the amount of viewership they have been missing out on because they switched platforms because they wanted money.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like,
that's the only reason too.
Imagine all these people that are following the actual Call of Duty on Twitch, like that, they've been like watching them over the years, and like, yo, where'd they go? Like they probably don't even care. Like, but if it was on their following, they might click on it. You know what I mean? Like they might just see it, like, oh yeah, let's watch this for a little bit. But now that it's on YouTube, it's a different thing. They're not gonna find it unless they follow like Call of Duty players.
Right.
And it's honestly sad.
And how often, like back then, I feel like more pros tweeted out like going live on or like playing a match on main stage right now, and then they'd like link the stream. Like you don't see anyone saying like, oh, playing a match on YouTube now and posting a link of the Call of Duty League. It's like, so you got to think at some points like some of these pros are probably just in it for the money and that they're good at the game. Like how many of them actually enjoy playing for that little viewership? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they're trying to make money, but it's like I wonder how many of them actually like enjoy playing Call of Duty every single day when it's like this.
I think as you get older, it's hard to enjoy it more. To be honest,
Because there's more. Because you realize over time that there's more to life.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, like you have a lot to experience, and you finally can grasp that because you're older. But that's a different topic for a different time.
Yeah. Right.
So tonight we had Game 6 of the Bucks versus the Suns, and Giannis puts up 50 points and goes 17 for 19 from the free throw line to win a chip for Milwaukee, their first chip since 1971. Any comments, Berg? I know we watched the game together.
Personally, like I want to see my Suns win, or not my Suns, but I wanted to
Chris
see
Paul.
Devin Booker, Chris Paul. You
I
know,
wanted to see a game
yeah.
7.
Facts. I wanted to see a game 7 too, but I personally wanted the Suns to win. But I think it's great that everyone on that floor tonight doesn't have a ring until the Bucks now do tonight. But I just thought it was dope how we didn't see like the same teams in the NBA Finals. And although it might be more entertaining to watch when you have LeBron and KD and Steph in the finals, it's good to see someone else win. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, and Heat legend Jay Crowder
Dude,
loses in Game 6
up,
again.
Dude, Heat legend Jay Crowder sucks balls. I don't know, dude. I think the Suns had their fair share to win that game, bro. Even though, and we'll talk about this in a second. Even though they didn't have the referee crew that they wanted, I think they missed a lot of shots at the end of the game. Chris Paul had a really costly turnover, so it's like at the end of games in these championship games, even though you don't have experience, it's like who really wants it more? That's all it comes down to, bud. You know what I mean, Austin?
Well, I mean, let's be honest here. These refs, I don't even know what the fuck the NBA was doing. Dude, they've lost 12 straight, well, 13 now. 13 almost 13 straight games. I think they had one win, but think about that. 1-13 with Scott Foster as the head referee for these games. Like, how can that even happen as an NBA in the NBA office? How do you let somebody that obviously calls fouls against the Suns to a certain, like, let's not say he's necessarily calling fouls, but he's more prone to calling fouls with this team. It's just a really weird stat for them not to replace a ref, in my opinion. I don't know. This is a weird stat to me. It's a really weird stat. And I don't think there's stats like this ever in sports. This is 0-12, Bird. Well, 0-13 now. 1-13. This is ridiculous. I'm flabbergasted. I can't even speak.
It is mind blowing, bro. Like, I mean, it's even different if you're reffing like game 1 or 2. You know what I mean?
This is
like,
game 6
we're talking about an elimination game
in the finals, man.
In the fucking finals, brother. I don't know. It's bullshit for me. Like, I don't know. I don't know what everyone's thoughts are on it, but it's bullshit for me. Like, imagine this, right? Imagine your baseball team, like when you were in Little League, right? Young as fuck. You want to win bad. Like, you want that fucking trophy. Imagine there's an ump, right? And his strike zone is literally horrible for you guys and like super good for the other team. It's like, why would you let that ref out of all the refs there are to ref that game like in the finals? Like, I don't know, bro. I hope
12
that made
times.
sense,
or they had 13 examples of why that guy shouldn't even arrest, or 12 examples why that guy should not have even ref that game in the first place. Ridiculous.
And it's sad too, because I just wish there was nothing controversial like this. You know what I mean?
And I don't think Scott Foster's a bad ref to a certain extent. I just think it's a terrible stat in the first place, and that it should have been considered. And I mean, obviously in that game, we saw a couple fouls that I think they were being too soft.
Bro,
Way
the
too
NBA
soft.
has always been soft.
And we see it with the international games that they had last week with the USA versus
They're
Nigeria.
Not calling anything over
They're not
there.
calling anything because that's not how FIBA referees. You know what I mean? You can actually fucking hit somebody a little contact. I remember that back in the day, like not even back in the day, I'm talking like 8 years ago, basketball was considered a contact sport. It was a contact sport. This shit isn't a fucking contact sport anymore. This is fucking patty cake. Seriously, what are they playing?
Dude, back then, I remember like there were no flops. Like if someone got hit in the nose, they were fucking bleeding. They put 2 fucking dildos up their nose and they got back on the court. Now they don't even fucking hit them and they're like, hey!
Patty
Fucking
cake.
like screaming for fucking help, dude. It's like watching soccer, but they're using their hands.
That Michael Jordan documentary really put it into perspective how
Right,
like
they were
how
literally
crazy,
like,
how much
they were
it
literally
was.
pinching each other and elbowing each other in the fucking
Especially the Pistons. With
They're-
Isaiah Thomas.
The
and
the fans are poisoning them.
literally, bro. Like it's just so much different now. It's like growing up, it must be really hard for dads to watch their kids play sports, because like basketball, because back then it was a whole different game, and now it's like all these kids are shooting from half court and flopping and like all this stuff. It's like it's not fundamental anymore. It's just like who has skill and who puts on the best show.
It's genetics is the most important thing you need when it comes to playing basketball these days. First of all, it's genetics. Work ethic comes third. That comes third on the list. Genetics, size, and then athleticism, and then skill. Actual skill at the game comes third, Berg, these days.
Shit,
Like
I'm high as a
Giannis.
motherfucker. You just confused the shit out of me.
Anyways,
I think you had like 3/3 and you didn't have a second. I don't even know.
I
What
did
the
have a
fuck happened
second.
there.
I did. I had to go back and. Anyways, fuck it. Doesn't matter. Third person story, our segment that we started to do 2 weeks ago. So Nick, this segment is
Oh, yeah,
we're
this
gonna
is
give
what
you
we
a
were talking
story
about, Nick.
topic. We're gonna give you a story topic, okay? And you have to talk about yourself in third person doing that topic.
Excuse
Are you
me.
mind fucked? He's mind fucked. He is mind fucked.
We have fucked them in the mind.
Okay, so imagine yourself as a curator or a narrator, okay? And you're narrating a story, okay?
Okay.
But you are the story. So you're talking about yourself, but in third person as the narrator. Does that make better sense? Or more sense?
Sure.
So basically, we're gonna give you a topic. You're gonna speak on
Berg
something.
will go by Berg can lead by example.
Okay, I'll go first, and then
So-
you'll get an understanding of what we're talking about. So Austin, give me the fucking topic.
Okay.
It's my favorite segment ever.
Okay. Talk. Oh, okay. Let me try to explain this as best as I can. Imagine yourself talking to a customer at Verizon trying to sell them a phone, but you are the customer.
Wait, what?
What?
Yes. Yes.
What are
That's
you
what I wanna hear.
talking about?
Brother, how am I gonna talk about myself in the third person as the
Oh my God.
customer?
Okay, never mind. Never mind. It's too complicated. I just want you to sell like you're selling the phone.
I don't want to do that, bro. That's my sales pitch.
Oh.
I'm not doing that. Pick something else, clown.
what I wanted to hear.
Jesus.
He doesn't want to give
Okay,
away his sales
I
pitch.
know. I literally can't give away my secrets.
Okay,
People are gonna
okay,
look for 'em.
okay. Imagine you were at. Imagine you're at a UFC event and somebody just gets knocked out. I just want you're like not courtside, but ringside at a UFC event.
Okay. So the man, the myth, Berg, wakes up on a beautiful Sunday, or actually, it was a Saturday evening. Berg goes to the fridge, sees a Happy Dad, absolutely slams it, loves it, can't get enough of it, grabs another one, heads into the shower. Berg takes off his undies, his lucky undies at that, because he just got done slamming a female the past night. Berg then gets in the shower, gets out of the shower, and gets himself ready for the day because he knows he has a good one ahead of him. Let me tell you that. Berg then hops in his Rolls Royce. Rolls Royce. Did I say that right? Yeah, I did.
Yep.
So Berg hops in his Rolls Royce, gets picked up by his driver. Actually,
So this is imaginary. 'Cause we all know you don't got a Rolls Royce.
It's rented.
Oh hell nah! I just got exposed. So I get picked up. Got a fine ass shorty in the back. Or actually, Berg gets picked up. He has a fine ass shorty in the back. He pulls up to the arena. Obviously, he has that luxury entrance because he's famous as fuck. 1 million followers on Instagram. Parties with the Elk Boys every day. He's sitting ringside. And guess who's in the fucking ring? Let me tell you. Sugar Sean O'Malley is fighting Chris Mutino. Berg's thinking to himself, holy fuck. Sugar Sean's minus 850 odds. Let's just fucking hammer him, put 100 G's on him, and walk out of the place with 85 grand. Why not? Because there's no way he's going to lose. The fight starts, and Berg's dick rose a couple inches because he's excited about the fight. Sugar Sean steps in the ring and absolutely skull fucks Chris Mutino. Berg is now rock solid. Thank you.
What a story.
Yeah,
Wow.
you missed out some points. I mean, what was her name in the ride? What was Shorty's name? What was the Shorty the night before's name? You got to tell me this. You know what I'm saying?
You'll pay to see that.
You check it out on our OnlyFans. It's actually in. If you go to our Twitter, at the bottom of it, there's a link tree. You click on that and you click the OnlyFans. You can find that video there. But Nick, now that you saw how he actually, you know how we, yeah. So I'm gonna let Berg give you a topic, but
I absolutely sucked at that because I didn't know how to do that without making it sound entertaining. So I apologize, but I'm gonna give Nick.
I feel like mine's gonna be worse, so don't worry about it.
All right, Nick. I want you to talk about a night out to newbies.
Do I gotta start from like the beginning of the day or
wherever you want to start, brother?
So, wake up. Wait. So Nick wakes up. Usually just hops in the shower. Dude, shit, it's hard to talk in third person.
I know, it's so hard.
I just keep saying it. All right, so Nick wakes up. Nick hops in the shower, brushes his teeth, sends the good morning text to his girlfriend. Then Nick walks out, sees Austin Zolt laying on the couch. He sees a nice warm cup of coffee, grabs a cup of coffee, drinks it. And then gets the day ready, Starts off with shoddy with the boys. Happy dads, of course. Eats breakfast. Then Nick just prepares for the night. You know what I mean? Just like mentally has to get into that moment where he knows he's getting fucked up, but just knows he has to take it slow because, doesn't want the night to end early, So we go.
Never want that.
So
never ever.
So Nick realized getting towards nighttime, says, "Yo, are we going to newbies?" And everyone goes, "Yeah, let's go. Let's hop in." So Nick, mentally preparing himself for this moment, mentally preparing the Red Bull vodkas to be, drunken. So Nick walks into the bar, gets ID checked. Couple of his boys behind him. Nick walks up to the bar, says, "Hey, can I get a Red Bull vodka, please?" The guy goes, "You want a tab?" He said, "Fuck yeah, I want a tab. It'll be all night." So Nick and his boys slamming them back, you know what I mean? One by one, brain cell by brain cell going away. So the night goes on. Nick starts to forget some things, you know what I mean? Like Nick doesn't he doesn't know what he's doing, you know what I mean? He's just walking around with a drink in his hand, having a good time with the boys. Sees Berg, kiss some females. which was pretty cool. And then Nick, Austin, and Josh get a little sleepy, so they asked a friend to order him an Uber. As they're blacked out drunk, so me, Austin, and Josh, or Nick, Austin, and Josh, were all a little too far gone. You know what I mean? So we asked our good friend Nick Bergman to order us an Uber. So we do that. We hop in the Uber. We all pass out in the Uber. Okay. We're all sleeping in there, having a good time. Wait, just want to get in our bed. You know what I mean? So Nick wakes up, and Nick gets kicked out of the Uber, and Nick's like, "What the fuck?" Nick steps out of the Uber. Nick sees two cops. Nick goes, "What in the fuck is going on? I just woke up." Nick realizes that Nick Bergman canceled the Uber halfway, which was fine. It is what it is. But Nick's still confused on why they're cops. Still doesn't understand. But yeah. And then somehow Nick throws up on a sweatshirt somewhere in between that. Nick don't remember. Wakes up with a very bad headache the next day, and yeah.
That was fucking beautiful.
That was Nick at Newbies.
That was fucking gorgeous.
Turn that shit into a fucking live action play. Oh wait, we did. Never mind.
Oh wait, that was our life.
Never mind. Bad idea.
That was real.
Holy shit.
All right, Nick, I'm gonna let you give Austin a topic.
Okay, I got a good one. Austin, give us a visual of you going to the casino, but you have 10K in your pocket that you're gonna play with. I need to know what you're doing in this moment and how many drinks you're having.
That's a pretty good topic.
This is gonna be great.
Yep.
Okay. What city am I in?
You were in Vegas.
Vegas. Okay.
With the boys.
But can't forget them. All right. On a lonely, dark day in the middle of summer, it was around July.
In the middle
Around
of
July
July
15th. Austin has a epiphany. He says to himself, I could win some fucking cash in Vegas. So he proceeds to pick up his phone, click FaceTime, and 3 seconds later, his good friend Bergman is on the other side of the phone. He says to Bergman, fuck Verizon, fuck them phones, fuck them watches, and fuck your manager. Book the flight to Vegas. Bergman proceeds to say, let me call Nick. Bergman proceeds to call Nick. After a couple conversations, a couple phone calls later, we have the boys together. So Austin and the boys decide to go to Vegas, and they're staying at the MGM. And the boys said to themselves, they said, if we're gonna go to fucking Vegas, we're gonna do it in fucking style. Penthouse shit, like it's the fucking Hangover, that type shit. The fucking penthouse. So it's the night of this money spending, casino popping bullshit's about to go down. So the boys are up at the top of the penthouse, drinking shots, smoking some fucking fine ass dispensary weed with some tigers and some bitches. Can't forget the bitches.
Never.
Austin and the boys proceed to go down to the casino, and Austin's rocking maybe $10,000 in pocket. He might have a couple convenience stores on the way over. He might have 1911 inside. Where's the money register bullshit? He might have done a little bit of that, but don't worry about that. That doesn't matter. So he's at the casino. He's thinking to himself, I'm like 5 drinks in. I need to order like 3 more. And so he orders 3 more and proceeds to down 2 of them and sip the last one because that's what real G's do. He goes to the poker table because he's not like these other boys. He's not like any of the other boys. He's different. He plays poker. He's a real man, a simple taste. The other guys, he knows that they like to play blackjack and that's their cup of tea. But at the poker table is where Austin thrives. First hand, $10,000 on the fucking table. First hand, $10,000 chips. You know what I had in my hand? Or he had. I'm sorry. Fuck. That's the first time I fucked up. He had in his hand pair of 2s, and he didn't give 2 fucks. 10K on the table. Guess what happens? Flips over 2 pairs of aces, and he's like, "Fuck." I know. He says to himself, "I know one of these motherfuckers at this table has a fucking ace." He proceeds to not give a fuck and asks Berg for another 10K in chips and throws it down on the fucking table. Another ace flips over. He's thinking to himself, what in the fuck did I get myself into? Another ace flips over. I don't even understand how there was that many aces in the deck. What he's thinking to himself. The final card that the dealer flips over was a 2. Austin couldn't believe it. He said, maybe there's a fucking chance. There's a chance, but it's a snowball in hell. Chance. Snowball's chance in hell. The other members at the table flip over their cards. Austin discovers that he is down $20,000. Proceeds to order 5 more drinks. Doesn't sip the last one. Drinks all 5 of them. He proceeded to not remember the rest of the night. My trip to Vegas.
That was the most sad trip to Vegas I've ever heard. You went down 20 G's.
You might be the worst gambler of all time.
Bro.
Who had the fucking ace, though?
Fucking no. Maybe it's probably fucking Brody, if I had to guess.
Wait, if 4 aces flipped over, though, no one could have had one if there's one deck.
Dude, it was supposed to be a joke inside the story.
Oh,
actually, wait. No, they play with more than one deck.
They only play with 1 deck in poker.
Well, honestly, I've never been to a casino, so
Wow.
I was kind of fucking winging it.
It was pretty good.
We've never been to a casino.
No.
Me and Berg have. Let's not talk about it.
I don't want to cry myself to sleep tonight. Holy
Yeah.
Just say we maybe won 1 or 2 hands on blackjack the whole night.
Yeah.
I remember getting a phone call or a FaceTime before they came to Florida in February.
To be fair,
You're
Austin,
absolutely drunk.
I think
And
it's your fault that we lost that money because we couldn't gamble in Florida.
Dude, this is the type of shit I have to deal with.
It was your fault, bro. We would have, dude. I'm not even kidding, bro. If there was a casino in Florida that you could have brought us to, me and Nick would have walked away with not having to go back to work when we got back. We would have been set for life if there was a casino down there. I would have started with $500 and ran it up to 1.5 million.
Like yachts and all.
I was gonna do $1,000 spins on slots, IRL, big dick style.
I was doing $10 spins IRL the other day.
Yeah, you came up, right?
Yeah, I went up like 2 bands
Oh shit.
off slots.
Wow, gangster.
Yep.
Hey, Austin, I say we spice it up this week and have you close it out because I'm lazy.
You wanted me to close it out? Okay. Well, I want to thank Nick for coming on the podcast. Actually, like I said, we've been trying to have him on here for a while now. And eventually, I hope that we can do a live one with him in coming months.
Yeah, I'd be down to go on again.
Yeah. And I feel like that's more fun because we can have interaction with chat on
they could
on
ask
your end
questions
or our
as well.
end or on Twitter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we could. But I mean, it's a great talking to you. I know. Me and Berg have known you for a while, and we actually look at you as a good friend and
a brother.
Appreciate
a
it, bro.
brother. Yeah. So
same to you guys, of course.
And so yeah, and everybody needs to go follow him on Twitch. If you want to plug your socials right now, it'd be a good time.
It's just all at Equip, EQUIP, 2U's, just at Twitch, Twitter, everything is that.
We'll put them in all the description boxes and shit that we post this on too.
For sure.
So you guys can go check him out.
And Berg, I want to commemorate us on having 20 episodes in a row.
20
weeks in a row. 20 weeks in a row.
6 more weeks will be half a year.
The dedication is real. We have 3 more weeks until Berg is here live in person doing a podcast with me. We have hopefully a lot of content that we will record that week. Probably a lot of skits and shit, just like funny shit we do in public or just in general. So we're looking forward to doing that and putting some of that on Twitter and TikTok. I think that'd be a great time to get some TikTok content. So, but we have a lot of stuff planned in the coming months. So yeah, we're just looking forward to sharing it with everybody, and I hope everybody had a great time listening to this podcast. And as always, please listen responsibly. Berg, any final remarks?
Peace out, motherfuckers.
Peace out, bitches.